Now, if you've been watching the mainstream media, or as I like to say, same-stream media, cover the president's Libya scandal, it really tells you everything you need to know about old media. They seem bored with the story, probably because it makes the president look bad. The facts are out, but no thanks to a bunch of old, crusty journalists like Morley Safer. We already know what storylines we're going to get from the mainstream media when it comes to covering issues that are important. It's why we've seen an explosive amount of growth in new media. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, news websites, The Drudge Report, of course, TheBlaze.com, and even talk radio have filled the void left by the dinosaur that is traditional media. It shows you don't have to be Diane Sawyer or Brian Williams to get your point across, and conservatives have been using it to their advantage. It's why 2 recent Dartmouth grads started Young Cons to get the facts out and reach a new audience.
The real question is, are you better off than you were 4 years ago?
But these big government interventions have stifled the economy.
One president, one term, $5 trillion in new debt.
Tax hikes, gigantic spending, cash for clunkers, massive Fed money.
Where's the money coming from? Obama money.
I love these folks who say, well, this is Obama's economy. That's fine. Give it to me.
Give us 2 more years. If it doesn't work, you can vote us all out then.
The economy is completely screwed. Of course the economy isn't where it needs to be.
Unemployment is getting worse.
That's really awesome production. I'm now joined by the guys behind the Young Cons, Josh Riddle and David Ruffle. Guys, thanks for joining me. That's some really good production work there.
Thanks for having us.
You know, do you find it fascinating that you have these traditional media outlets and they claim the credibility, but it seems the people who are doing it without their parents' permission, meaning the old networks, are kind of growing an audience, and you see the audience for traditional media shrinking?
Absolutely. You definitely see an audience shrinking, and you see things like Twitter and Facebook just massive outbreaks. And why is that? I think it's because people are kind of fed up with what the mainstream media is feeding them. I mean, as you can clearly see this election cycle throughout the debates, you know, apparently Obama can do no wrong. And so I think there needs to be something to counter that and kind of give the young kids a chance to kind of see through their garbage. Especially since, you know, old traditional media, no, it's not like Diane Sawyer is getting a new audience. It's either they've taken the ABC audience and eventually they'll, no offense, die, or it's new media that's growing people who are never going to watch. It's like no one's going to CD stores anymore. It's downloads or it's not. If you're not on the iPod, if you're not on the internet, you're probably not selling music anymore. Is that how you see it?
I think you're absolutely right. And it's almost like the motto of the media is, with this Libya thing is, I see no evil, I hear no evil, I report no evil. And that's a problem. And we need to fix it. And that's why I think a lot of people like us are starting websites, we're getting on new media sites, and we're going to tell people the truth. And we're not accountable to anything but the truth. And that's what we're after. And we're going to tell the American people.
Now, how did it start? I mean, were you just sitting around one day like, this sucks, we should do our own news thing?
You know, it started actually when we were freshmen in Dartmouth College. We were, you know, probably 10% of the people there who didn't vote for Obama in the last election. And I think now that a lot of people are kind of seeing the disaster of his policies, and now they're saying, you know what, we want to get involved, but where can we really get this information by young people and for young people? And we kind of saw an opportunity to step up there, and we're really excited to take part in the conversation and say, hey, come check this out. This is where young people need to be, and this is a part of the conversation.
What'd you start with? Like a webcam, handheld? How'd you start this? Because that production looks really slick.
Right. I mean, this is the result of individual responsibility. We went to the library. We take out cameras and anything we need. And really, this production just happens because we went out there and wanted to do it. And you know, now we're running a site where we have 6 contributors, people doing video. So people just want to contribute. They want to be involved. And now, in today's day and age with the internet, you can do that.
Now, so apparently we have your very first video to see how far you've come from the one that we just looked at. Let's see that one.
Teaching politics through my rap and my rhyme. I'm signing off this track with a question in mind. How will this country get its precious change in time? 3 things taught me conservative love. Jesus, Ronald Reagan, plus Atlas Shrugged.
Now, what was the response to that? Because that would mean that's not bad at all. What was the response to that?
The response to that was critical from HuffPo, from Bill Maher, we actually got to go on Fox News a few times, and it was, you know, who are these 2 young freshmen in college, and what are they trying to say? And we were trying to say, you know what, we have a message, we're 2 kids who were trying to make a video to show our friends, and next thing you know, it goes viral on the internet. And, you know, after that happened, we kind of decided we're going to use this opportunity as a platform to explain what we have as, you know, kind of Obama explaining the deceptive but kind of comfortable ideas of moral relativism and outcome equivalence. And, you know, we're saying we're not going to really take a stand for that, and we're going to use our limited resources, whether it's just a MacBook and an audio cam, and try and we've just been growing from there.
You know, it's funny, and I always warn conservatives against this, that when you freak out on something that you see and you draw attention to it, you're only making that thing or that person more famous, which is why we rarely get outraged at something that we might see on this program. I'm not going to give it, but when progressives do it, they don't realize they're making celebrities out of you guys. If Bill Maher's complaining, if Media Matters comes after me, whatever it is, the more people that are now aware of you, the bigger the platform he just talked about. Now you can get even more, even if they're just checking it out because they don't want to like you. It's like any other product. If you can put it in their hands, you can sell it. Right.
The left has an emotional response, and that's the same with a lot of their policies. We're going to heal the planet. We're going to give everyone health care. And the reality is, you know, that's not the case. And so basically, when we created that video, that was in 2009, and we were in college, and we were restricted by, you know, athletics and school. But now that's 2012, we've graduated. We're doing other projects like you saw in the beginning, different videos, higher quality, and I think people are really enjoying it.
So what's the response been? You have subscribers, you have people that are emailing you, this is great, I'm sending it around. Are you waiting for word of mouth? Where do you go from here?
So where we go from here is theyoungcons.com, and we've been getting a lot of positive feedback on Twitter and Facebook. Some of the big blogs have been picking it up. Hopefully we can, you know, start working with TheBlaze a little bit. We actually picked up a contributor. Hint. I think one of our contributors is an associate editor here, and we're just excited to bring around basically the top young conservatives that you'll find anywhere on the internet, bring them into one place and say, this is where you can go for your young conservative news. You know, it's funny, a lot of conservatives under 40, I share this view with Dana Lash, that we shouldn't cede pop culture to the left and act morally outraged at, let's say, hip-hop lyrics or metal lyrics. Use it and communicate through it. All right, guys, thank you so much. Josh and David, thanks for coming. I know you had another point. We're right. They're wrong. From New York, I'm Andrew Wilkow. Good night.